Hi and welcome to Creator Fundamentals. My name is Dan Currier and it is my mission to simplify YouTube so you and I can grow together.
YouTube Simplified.
How's everybody doing tonight? You know, I gotta tell you right off the bat, it's been a crazy day and I had to do everything I could to actually get this live stream to happen on time at 9 o'clock, but I made it. I'm glad that you guys have all showed up to hang out, and let's talk some YouTube. How's everybody doing? All right, here. Let's do that. Gonna hop in the chat, say hello to everybody, see who we have out there. Your Real Estate Whisperer, thanks for joining the live stream. Good to see you. We also have Christy Nicole, Dad of 3, Kevin Boston 7. Awesome to see everybody here tonight. Legend TV, Snake Eyes BP 1980 is in the house. Science Gal Aquatics, DC Scrap and Rooster. Science Gal Aquatics, one of my patrons. Thank you so much for hanging out and being a patron. We also have Exploring with CF, The 10 Things, Kyle, Square One BTS, Iron Gordon, Rich in the USA, Conster Plays MC, We Can Do This CJ. Awesome to see everybody coming out and hanging out tonight here on the live stream. Like I mentioned, it was crazy. I was actually taught a how to grow a YouTube channel class at a local school here for the first time tonight. It was originally going to run into this time, but luckily I was able to get done a little bit early, and then I had to run home and get this all set up and squared away. And I'm sure I made a mistake here somewhere, but I also realized that I hadn't yet updated my background to remove the chat from my live stream window. So I wanted to do that real quick. So I was editing graphics and setting up new scenes in OBS and setting up the event in YouTube, trying to get everything together in time. And luckily it all turned out. So keep scrolling up here through the chat, make sure I didn't miss anybody. And yeah, I did. I see the Wilders out there. Who else do we have? We have To the Top Crane. I think that says Ellie Smells. TG HD, Square One BTS, Rick Nation, Magic Academy, F Allen Daily Vlog, Carol Nate. Awesome that everybody has come out to hang out tonight here on our normal time, Wednesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern, to do a little live stream, talk a little YouTube, get to some channel reviews later on, and just enjoy hump day. It's Blue Jay Nation was the first one in the live stream tonight. Awesome. Thank you. And let's scroll and see what we can find here. Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. Chauvinism. Awesome. Good to see you here. Have you made it to one of my live streams yet? Your own? The party can start. Chauvinism has entered the building. If you like comedy channels, definitely go check out Chauvinism. He does a variety of characters on his channel. Definitely worth checking him out. Crispy Crazy Card, The Wilders, we got Tommy. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce the second part of that. Isian? Bubsy Vision, Angelo Yasay, Homeo TV, Legend TV, King Gaming Network. I see some new names out there. Awesome for you guys to come and hang out tonight. Looks like we have a fairly decent crowd here. Let's see. Dignity, I see you returning to the live stream. Good to see you. Yeah, that's the one challenge. This is doing 9 p.m. Eastern in the U.S. is kind of a late night in the U.K., but unfortunately, when you reach an audience all over the world, there's no perfect time to try to get everybody to fit in. How does the video and audio look to everybody? Am I coming in nice and clear? Is the audio loud enough? I think I have everything dialed in today, but definitely let me know if anything is off. Do you have a dedicated studio space, asks Iron Gordon. No, I am in a tiny little space that I call my office in my house. In fact, if this camera angle was any wider, you would be able to see past my fake brick wall behind me. Sorry to kill the illusion. Dirty Lazy Keto says, thanks so much for the review. I made the changes look so much better. Awesome to hear. Legend TV says, rest in peace, Stephen Hawking. Absolutely. That was a big loss for everybody. All right. All going good so far. Dan says, Doug Houston, the super moderator. Cooking Little looks great. Awesome. Oh, Dusty Porter is in the house. Good to see you. If you guys aren't familiar with Dusty Porter, you should definitely go check out his channel as well. He does similar content and absolutely crushes it over there on his channel and his 8,000 podcasts. I think that was how many he had last time I checked. But he has some amazing audio quality, and he's definitely a resource for dialing in the audio. It sounds so good on his podcast and his channel. And he has a mic that makes me envious. So one of these days I might have to go out and pick up one of those mics. Oh, we just had one of those scrolls. Audio good, says Ellie. Good to know. Everything is perfect, says Shannon Vlogs. Another patron in the house. Good to see you. Beanie Draws. How you doing, man? Good to see you as well. Is it the same brick wall? I think Owen Video's brick is actually a sheet. If you've ever noticed the brick on the side of his wall, if he touches it, it kind of flutters. This is actually faux brick paneling. Very high class. That's, you know, you don't just stroll into any old Home Depot and pick this up. You go to Lowe's. But, you know, otherwise, fancy. All right, scrolling. Fake brick wall. Yeah, it is a fake brick wall. Did that ruin the effect for you? Did you think I was in some rustic... It's my job as a YouTube creator who handles making videos about how to do YouTube that I provide full disclosure on what my scene is actually made out of. If I was trying to pull off some other type of niche, I might let that go and not let you know the reality, but I think it's important to share the reality and what you can create for a backdrop that's a little bit more interesting than a plain white wall by going and spending a few bucks at Home Depot or Lowe's and throwing up some faux brick or something a little more interesting behind you. Fantastic Joe says, what's up, Dan? Who's ready for St. Paddy's Day? I am ready for St. Paddy's Day, that's for sure. Not that I go out and do a lot for it, but I will do my best to partake in some of the festivities associated with the day. at the very least, get myself a little corned beef and a Guinness. All right. Dad of 3 says audio makes a video. It certainly can make a video sound much better. Beanie Draw says your mic sounds fine. Good to know. Kevin Boston 7, speaking of audio, I have okay audio, but how do I make it sound professional? I have a very cheap earbud. Anyway, I can make a cheap microphone sound professional. At first, I would probably have to identify exactly what challenge you're having with the mic that you have, but ultimately, trying to get rid of the background noise is kind of the goal there. The buzzing sound or the feedback, or you know, picking up more of the background than your actual voice. Sometimes you can do that by turning it down a little bit, or you know, the input. But Dusty Porter says Dan is sounding fantastic. Awesome. Coming from Dusty, that's a major compliment, because he has got the audio dialed in. So I will definitely take that as a compliment. I appreciate that, Dusty. And like I said, you should have seen the madhouse that this was, trying to get everything in place by 9 o'clock. It was literally like 8:45, and I was still putting together this scene and getting things situated. So, all right. You know, my nemesis here, which is scrolling through the chat without jumping to the bottom. I'm going to take a look and see what everybody is talking about here. Don't want to... Hey, Hicks Video. Rob's in the house. Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming and hanging out on the stream. Rob with Hicks Video does remote video production. He does some... He produces live streams for some large YouTubers. So if that's ever something that you're looking for, have a third party actually produce your live stream, he's the guy to check out at Hicks Video. All right, and we're scrolling. Alex Fishing says Lowe's is too expensive. I know, that's the highfalutin place there where you get your paneling. All right. Awesome to have you catch me live, Hicks Video. Tommy says, I liked your background. Well, see, thank you. Thank you. You know, if I'm going to go that extra mile and lug an 8x4 sheet of paneling into my background, I hope somebody appreciates it. So as I was mentioning earlier, I went out, I taught a class at a local school for the first time tonight. It was the first time that I've actually taught YouTube in a face-to-face setting. So that was a new experience for me tonight. It went pretty well. All the technology and PowerPoints and overheads and everything worked as designed. So that was definitely a bonus. It was the first time that I've ever offered that type of class. So it was a small group, which was great because it gave me the opportunity to see exactly whether all of this experience on YouTube or how this experience on YouTube was going to translate into the real world. That's one of the things that I often had wondered is, you know, obviously when well, not obviously, but when I was in college, public speaking was something that I had absolutely no interest to partake in. And over the time that I've spent on YouTube, it's certainly become a lot more comfortable to talk in front of a camera, to talk to you guys, to talk on live streams. But I was curious exactly how that might translate into the real world when you're put in front of a classroom full of people, how that would, you know, possibly alter stage fright and you know, the discomfort of public speaking that a lot of us experience in school and whatnot. And I was surprised. It actually translated pretty well. I had no fear or concern about talking in front of people. If anything, the one room for improvement is how fast I covered the material. You get going on a roll there, and you can burn through a lot of YouTube material quick. So, but it gave us some time to do Q&A and other things. So all in all, it was a great experience and a successful one. So. But Vision says you stand out backed up against a brick wall. Good contrast there. Yeah, I think it works pretty well. Also, one of the tricks that I've learned here with the Logitech C920 is instead of leaving it on autofocus, you actually change it to manual and then you adjust the focus just to your face level. So if you see, it kind of creates a little bit of a blur in the background. I'm focused at the depth of my face, and I think it provides a much clearer picture than you get from this webcam if you leave it on automatic. Beanie Draws says, we'll keep telling ourselves he's in a rustic cellar. Absolutely. This 1800 cottage is nestled in the woods in the mountains of upstate New York. Oh, I did that whole stream thing. Let's see. Just started my YouTube channel. Chris Ali says, just started my YouTube channel 3 months ago. Awesome. Good to hear. Holy smokes. Shannon Vlogs. Thank you for all your help so far, Dan. Very excited to be joining you on Patreon. Also happy to see your channel grow and hope to grow my channel along with everyone else here in the chat. Shannon Vlogs with the $50 super chat. Awesome. Thank you so much. It is greatly appreciated. Hey, did it actually work? Interesting. So for those who can see that on the screen, that's actually a notice from StreamLabs, and it didn't seem like it showed your name, so there might be something goofy with that, but something I figured I'd try out. You always got to try out new things, but absolutely amazing from Shannon Vlogs with the $50 super chat. That's amazing. I truly appreciate it. I will put it to good use to help grow this channel. And as a lot of you know, I'm working on getting out to VidSummit again this year to be able to bring back all those tidbits and nuggets of information from all the experts out there. And that will definitely go to help that out. So thank you. Thank you very much for that. All right, trying to scroll up so I don't miss anybody. Fantastic, Joe. Love the post you put on Facebook earlier. Very inspirational. Thank you so much, Joe. I appreciate that. For those of you who are wondering what he's talking about, that's actually in the Facebook group. You can look at the link that I just posted in the chat and join the Creator Fundamentals Facebook group if you haven't yet. It's a great place to interact with other YouTubers who are all trying to do the same things that we're doing and grow our channels and learn and understand how this crazy thing called YouTube works. So that's how live streams work though, right? Last minute is the best. Yeah. Dusty Porter says that's how live streams work. Last minute is the best. Yeah. Definitely tested my focus skills to get that all in under the wire, but it turned out well. So that was awesome. I see a lot of references to the Happy Canadian, although I don't see the Happy Canadian in there, but wherever you are, hello to you as well. And let's see, Lemonhead Penny, howdy everyone. Well, howdy to you too. Thanks for joining the live stream. Exploring CF Menards has great prices. I don't know if we have Menards around here. I'd have to check here. Here, let me do this. I'm gonna put the chat, my chat window, in a little bit better place so I'm not staring off to the side for you guys, and that way I can. Okay, so let's see here. Fantastic Joe, homeowner equals owning stock in Lowe's. Yeah, I've certainly spent a ton of money at Home Depot and Lowe's. The house that I live in is actually has quite a bit of an interesting history. It is probably 80 some odd years old, and it definitely took a lot of money at Home Depot and Lowe's to do some renovations when we first moved in. Legend TV, I've learned a lot of information from your channel, Dan. The proof is in my growth. Awesome to hear. Let's see, did that show up right? Oh, cool. So that one worked, right? Somebody just subscribed and that popped up on the screen, so good for that. I appreciate that subscription. And just started my YouTube channel. We covered that one. Trying to not to miss anybody. Dashcam Insider, how can we loop music on our videos? How can you loop music? There's a couple. I mean, it depends what you're using for editing software. I actually saw a trick that, like Premiere Pro, for example, there's a trick you can do where it'll actually handle a smooth loop for you. So I would just do a search for whatever type of software that you're using, and just search for loop video in editing software and see what comes up. I like your background. The longest time I thought it was real. Looks really real. You should teach us how to do that in a video. In my case, it was pretty easy. I just went out and bought the background. Previously, I used to have a green, well, I still have a green screen, but I don't use it in videos anymore just because that was part of the streamlining I did on this channel to make it easy for me to get set up and do videos, was to drop the green screen. Beanie Draws wonders how much 2 hours of data for 80p streaming would take. That's a great question. I don't really know. All right, let's see. Your set looks really good. Thanks for the shout out. It's a 6th video. We need to collab and have you do YouTube assessment. Yeah, that would be cool. We could do that for sure. Saw on Facebook, glad it went well. Yes, this class definitely went well. I'm trying to catch up on the chat, so I am current with the conversation. MacGyver, Muscle Machines, my monetization is zeroed out. Is YouTube not putting my videos up in the suggested list because I am getting less and less views now? Those two things are not related according to YouTube. That the promotion system and the monetization system do not interact with each other. Oh, I know what the problem is there. Let me just fix this here real quick. So I feel like I'm not doing people proper justice by getting their name. All right, so that should be better there. But let me get back to the chat here that I just threw off my screen. And thank you so much for MacGyver Muscle Machines for the $5 super chat. But as I was saying, the monetization and the promotion are two separate systems that do not interact with each other. So not being monetized does not impact your ability to grow your channel and get noticed and get promoted. Although unless it's a, subconscious kind of impact on your channel in terms of your motivation to continue to make content, but one does not cause the other per YouTube. All right, still trying to catch up with all these chat. It's awesome to see everybody in here. Eric Neal, good to see you in the chat. Awesome. Mark, hello to you too. Go Pappy Go, bite-sized tips. Says he likes the background also. Thank you so much. Just implemented batch videos and have them set to go public during the week. Fantastic, says Dirty Lazy Keto with Yolanda. Thanks for talking about it. I never thought of it before. Game changer. Fantastic. Fantastic Joe with the super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm curious, Joe, did you do that on mobile? Because I've noticed that the mobile ones tend to end in 99. Does the YouTube, because I heard that they have, I haven't actually seen it yet or used it yet, but that iOS mobile now has super chat integrated into it. But I've seen those like that, and I'm curious if that is actually from the mobile. I'm also curious if they did that intentionally so people could tell they were from mobile, but I don't know. Scrolling. ASC Music, just chilling with Dan. Hey, you're always welcome to come hang out with me on Wednesday nights. This is what we do here at 9 p.m. every Wednesday night. I do my best to stay on that schedule now, but for the most part, I think we've settled in on this time, and it has been going well. So let's see something here real quick. All right, looking good. Everything looking good. And see how that's working. All right. Oh, happy. Oh, there's Happy Canadian. Now I see you. Angie's Random Vids. I love a review of my channel. Appreciate constructive criticism. We'll do a call for channel reviews towards the end of the live stream. If you do want to guarantee one, you can always use Super Chat to do that. Otherwise, I'll pick some channels to review randomly at the end, and we'll try to get some people in there that way. So, Richard in the USA, also looking for feedback on the channel. All right, we have a lot of people from Canada in the house. I see people. ASE Music from Edmonton. All right. Oh, we're almost there. Oh, goodness. Oh, your Real Estate Whisperer says, I'm on mobile. Let me see if this shows the 99¢. Yep, absolutely. Fantastic. Looking good. So that was your Real Estate Whisperer with the $2 Super Chat. Thank you so much for that. I do appreciate it. I've been looking forward to this from last week. Awesome. I'm glad you guys come and hang out with us every week. Shannon Vlog, sensational life. I decided I want to do a channel. Awesome. Oh, Pam Duffy is in the live stream. Good to see you, Pam. Time is perfect for me. Works out the midday stream for me. Awesome, Beanie. You are welcome anytime, my friend. Oh, darn it. $2 Super Chat from Highway Vaping. Thank you so much for the Super Chat. I appreciate it. Let me know in the comments. Tag me and let me know if you would like me to take a look at your channel. Because I don't see any comment in your Super Chat. And Indoors Outdoors asks who like 80s music. Some of it's good. Andy's Random Videos, Snake Eyes BP 1980, Exploring with CF. Cool. Thank you so much, Dusty, for the $2 Super Chat. I appreciate it. Now, I'm assuming that's good because that's another mobile test. I'm thinking that is that common theme. Yep. Dusty's testing the mobile there. Thank you for that. I do appreciate it. ASE Music just got the TUBEBUDDY app today. It is awesome, and that is an excellent segue to remind everybody that this live stream is sponsored by TUBEBUDDY. For those of you who do not know, TUBEBUDDY is the #1 browser plugin for managing and growing your YouTube channel. Best part is it's available to download for free, and the link is in the description below. So if you're not currently using TUBEBUDDY, I highly recommend you head down there, click the link, and get set up with TUBEBUDDY. It's fantastic. I use it for every video, and don't know where I'd be without it. So can't go wrong. It's free and definitely worth the download to check it out and see how those tools can help you be more efficient here on YouTube. Lady DeWinter, can't stay too much longer. My favorite show is on at 10. We do not want you to miss your favorite show. So you definitely take off when you need to. I appreciate you popping into multiple live streams. I think this is at least your 3rd in a row. So thank you so much to you. I do appreciate the time that you do spend with us. And I hold no grudges that you want to get to your show. You know, and I actually have a show. I don't watch much television on a regular basis, but I do like Vikings, but unfortunately, they went and changed the History mobile app. So when I went to try to catch up on Vikings, because I was a few episodes behind, they removed all the previous episodes, so I couldn't catch up. So now I'm in this weird place where I can't watch any new episodes because I don't want to screw up the storyline, and I'm kind of stuck. I might have to buy the episodes that I haven't seen, which I really don't want to do because I watched all the other episodes for free, and I'd like to continue on that path. All right. Backwoods Billy Craft Beer Reviews. Small creators united support each other. So just a thing about quote unquote supporting each other. Make sure that you're supporting each other the right way and not trading attention for attention, because we all know attention for attention is bad and doesn't help your channel and can in fact hurt your channel and could get you in trouble with YouTube when you're trading sub for subs or watches for watches or watch time for watch time or playlist watch for playlist watch. That's not the way you grow your channel and become successful here on YouTube. But if it is genuine support, then absolutely support your fellow YouTuber and just make sure you're doing it the right way and only subscribing to their content if you enjoy it and want to watch more of it. Dilly Dally Kids, hello to you too. Good to see you in the stream. Highway Vaping at Creative Fundamentals. I'm taking that to mean that you would like me to take a look at your channel. I'm going to try to catch up on chat here, then we can do that. Kevin Boston says the free version is limited, though. There are different tiers of TubeBuddy depending on the type of features that you're looking for. If you do happen to want to upgrade to one of the paid versions, there's a couple things to note. If you're a smaller channel, TubeBuddy actually offers a pretty good discount for smaller channels, taking care of the little guys when they're just getting started out, so definitely check that out. If you don't qualify for those, you can use my promo code, which is Dan's Buddy. That's going to get you 20% off your paid tier on TubeBuddy. So you can definitely do that as well if you want to try some of the features out that aren't covered by the free version. But I used the free version for quite a while when I first started. Definitely some good stuff in there. And the thing, you know, the thing that I think is one of the best features of TubeBuddy that probably doesn't get a lot of attention is the promo materials section that you actually access on the TubeBuddy website itself. And that is, it's basically integrated with the Google URL shortener. So you can go there and track, if you want to figure out how many people are clicking on a link that you put in your description to a certain website or something, instead of just putting that full link in your description, you head into TubeBuddy, you go into promo materials, and you create a short link there, and then you share the short link in your description, and then you can come back to TubeBuddy anytime, and they provide a count right next to the URL that shows you exactly how many people clicked on it. So if you're trying to track what's effective in terms of moving traffic around, that is a great feature that's available even with the free version, and definitely worth the download in and of itself. My phone's buzzing at me, making sure it's nothing important, but what's more important than hanging out with you guys? So we are good to roll here. Barry Euphoric, just waiting for the TubeBuddy app for Android. Yeah, hopefully that's not too far into the future. They're definitely working on it, and from what I've heard, what I've seen them post in YouTube groups or YouTube groups on Facebook is that end of March, sometime around there. Don't quote me on that, but that's what I saw in some forum posts. So definitely on the horizon. All right, scrolling, trying to gently scroll. Kevin Boston says I use promo materials a lot. It's cool. Absolutely. I love it. Not only that, if you need a quick link to your channel art or the thumbnail of your last video, there's also links in TubeBuddy to those as well. So it's really cool to be able to grab your thumbnail or something if you didn't download it on the computer you're on. So Beanie Joe says, I love that the stream says channel reviews, but I don't see any begging being removed. Either this chat is well behaved or Doug is a boss. Doug Houston, he is the super moderator. They see Doug Houston's name in the chat and they know that he means business, and then he quietly takes care of business without too much disruption. So when Doug Houston is on the job, you know, all the people that want to spam for channel reviews know better. That, and they see him in every single channel review live stream on YouTube, because I'm pretty sure he's a moderator for all of them. So that's good. 973 Brian Moreno, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, your videos have helped me gain 9 subs in the last couple weeks. Prior I only had 8 and it took months progress, but still have a lot to change. Fantastic. Definitely celebrate any growth and milestones that you achieve and just continue pushing forward. It's just, you know, maybe a smaller snowball when you first get it rolling, but you keep rolling it, it's going to get bigger and you're going to become more successful. And someday you'll look back and remember the grind when you were building your channel from nothing into something. And it's fun to look back when that happens. Fresh apple fish? Is that real brick wall behind you? No, they're not real bricks. In full disclosure. It's not a green screen or anything. It's actually paneling. So it actually has texture. It's not just like a picture of... You can actually feel in between the bricks. It's actually raised. Data 3 KineMaster for editing. Yep, that KineMaster is a good little editing program that you can... I mean, it costs a few bucks, but it has some good layering ability to it if you're editing on mobile. Mostly do YouTube off my phone. Can you recommend some apps that can really help with things like thumbnails, editing? Is it Logic Syncer? Let me know what kind of phone you have. If you're doing one of the ones, a good thumbnail app. I mean, trying to remember myself what it's called. Pixelmator, I think. I think someone else had previously suggested that one, and that's pretty good. I think Pixelmator is a good thumbnail software if you're doing it on mobile. Lady DeWinter says, yep, YouTube requires a lot of hard work and diligence. Absolutely. Got to be in it for the long haul. You got to be focused on that long-term goal. And that is going to help you to overcome the low points when things don't go exactly the way you want them to go. So... all right. Got the old cough button in full effect there. Let's see. All right. Sensational Life. Good to see you as well in the live stream. Exploring watch time is a nice snowball, but my subs are total blah. There's definitely some videos on my channel that focus directly on ways that you can help speed up the process with your sub growth. So definitely check those out if you haven't yet. And trying to... Sensational Life says, when is VidSummit and what's the difference between that and VidCon? I'm going there in June. So that's a great question. VidSummit is in October. I believe it's the second week in October. The biggest difference between VidSummit and VidCon. VidCon is kind of a fan event where it's basically oriented around people going to see and meet their favorite YouTubers, whereas VidSummit is kind of a business of YouTube type conference where people who are focused on the business side of YouTube and growing channels from a financial perspective share information on growing your channel into something that can support itself and perhaps you. So that is why, from my standpoint and the type of information that I want to share with you guys, VidSummit is a much better use of my time to be able to learn from these people who have successfully grown channels into self-sufficient or even better than that, you know, actual full-time careers. That's the kind of information that I want to collect from other people who know what they're doing and talking about to be able to bring back to you guys so you can implement it on your channels. Now I have that tickle in my throat again, which I'm pretty sure I might be allergic to my own dogs. And I just put in an air purifier in my office to cut down on that, and it's been working well, but I turned it off for the live stream because it was too noisy. And suddenly, the tickle is back, so there's a good chance it has something to do with it. In the chat, gotta go. Everybody have a good time. See you next time. Good to see you, MacGyver Muscle Machines. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. Kevin Boston 7, long-term goals, 1K subs by July. Short-term is 300 subscribers by the end of the month. Good for you. Always good to have goals. Bubsy Vision Dan, focus on the long haul, driving hard to get my content out, so when I'm too old to remember, the world will never forget. All right, let me try scrolling back. Oh. Hang on there. All right, good call. Beanie Jaw is talking about apparently a video he did that he's going to hold off to release in line with, I guess, a Jurassic World game, which is really smart from a marketing perspective to put out a video when you know, interest is peaked. For those of you who aren't familiar, the big video on my channel that exploded had a lot to do with timing. It was basically surrounding the 1,000 subscribers and the 4,000 watch time. So timing can be everything, and it's amazing what the right timing can do for a video. So that's definitely a good call, as Shannon Vlogs agrees. Or technically I agree with Shannon because she said it first. All right. Oh, I'm just scrolling back, make sure I didn't miss any, because I feel like I did, because it always throws me to the end of the old list. Sensational Life. Ooh, I should be at VidSummit. Absolutely. VidSummit's in Los Angeles. If anybody is planning on going to VidSummit, if you do happen to go to VidSummit, if you are going to buy a ticket, click the link. Click one of my links in my videos to buy your ticket. I don't get a cut of it or anything, but I am tracking referrals to VidSummit. Kind of something that I am working on with Daryl Eves. So I want to keep track of some referrals to VidSummit. So if you do happen to go and you do want to go, you go and reserve your ticket with the link I have in the description of all my videos. I'd appreciate it. There's no financial cut to me, but it may benefit the channel in the long run. So that's kind of what the goal is there. All right. I like you too, Bubsy Vision. All right. Let's see. Let's see, my normal videos get about 1,000 views a week, depending on how popular it is, but one video I released at the time of Jurassic got 40,000 views. Oh, that's awesome, Beanie. Yeah, I mean, that's Jurassic. Anything has got to be an awesome promotional piece for you, given your content. And for anybody who doesn't know Beanie Draws has a drawing channel dedicated to drawing dinosaurs. So, really good stuff over there. Definitely worth checking him out. We can do this. CJ Hay was asking about the subscriber sign. When's the best time to put it in a video? Should I have it sit there or make time flash? I mean, it's good rather than like, you mean have a graphic on your channel, on your screen the whole time. Probably don't need to do that, but you can pop it up a couple times, or you can do an actual call to action where you actually pause for a moment and remind people of the importance of subscribing to your channel. You can do it that way as well. I see Ready Set Bo is also in the live stream. Good to see you. Is it Obsobi Gaming? Any tips on how we might get sponsored as a gaming channel? Well, one of the cool things with the gaming channel is the sponsorships that YouTube actually allows you to get through YouTube Gaming. So I would definitely find ways as you grow a gaming channel to implement that. As you start to develop an audience, you can do things. I believe you can restrict like chat during your live streams to people who are sponsors of you, or try to offer other type of incentives to get people to actually be a sponsor in that regard. If you're talking about like bigger sponsorships from brands and things, what I usually say in regards to brands and what I've heard from some larger YouTubers, it's all about trying to develop relationships with brands that you're trying to get some type of deal with, rather than going to them and asking them flat out for a sponsorship when they don't know anything about you. I would try to develop that relationship either by making reference to them in social media without expecting anything in return, and just showing appreciation for their particular product and brand and what they're doing, and hopefully they will notice at some point if you're having trouble getting to do that now. Sensational Life, you should have a special meet and greet for your patrons 20 and above. Hey, if you're going to VidSummit, we will absolutely do a hangout. If anybody who... oh, real quick, Chauvinism, got to go, man. It's 2 a.m. Good to see you. Get some sleep. It was good to see you in the live stream, and I'm sure we'll talk soon. But Sensational Life. So absolutely, we will do... I will organize a meetup for anybody who follows Creator Fundamentals who's going to VidSummit. We'll definitely get together out there. So if you do plan on going to VidSummit, let me know and we will coordinate, and we'll see what kind of fun we can have there in Los Angeles. Oh, Beanie Draw is looking at going to VidSummit, trying to sort out taxes, get my affiliates and merch sales started. Yeah, taxes is going to be interesting. This is probably the first significant year where I really got to get somebody else involved who can look at the whole tax thing based on how this year started. From a financial perspective, it's definitely something that may play a role as this channel continues to grow. And I don't know if I mentioned when I said hello to you, Sensational Life, also a patron of Creator Fundamentals, so thank you so much. And hey, if you guys want to get access to exclusive content and hang out with us in the patron-only Discord, where we get to share all kinds of good information, you can definitely check out the Creator Fundamentals Patreon account. I just posted... Oh, here, that's a bad... Let me get rid of that. That's not the one I wanted to post. Because that, the $20 level has actually was filled up really quickly. So, let's see here. That's not what I wanted. I just wanted that. So if we do that, and then we push it, is that better? All right. Yeah, that's the link to the Patreon for Creator Fundamentals. A couple different levels there. It can get you stuff like priority on channel reviews and other things. Plus, you said you get access to that exclusive Discord, which is basically like a large chat room where we get to share additional information that's not going to be shared outside of that. We have a number of patrons here in the chat, which is awesome. Thank you guys so much for being a patron. Fresh Apple Fish of Blyat, I think just called me a sellout, but I'm not sure what kind of channel that particular person has, but I think you need to understand that there is a cost associated with providing a ton of free content. When you're somebody who is my age, who has a house and kids and a full-time job and all of that stuff, all of the nights of 9 p.m. to 2 a.m., you know, do take up a lot of time. So the money in things like Patreon is not to get rich. It's just to help support the channel and, you know, help grow it to be able to reach more people and help people learn exactly how YouTube works and how they can grow their own channels. So Snake Eyes BP80, I'm still here from the start. If I go on the super chat, would my credit card be protected? I would imagine so. I'm assuming there's some disclosure on the super chat. You'd have to check that out. I can't give you any specifics on that. Pretty sure. In the Sticks Gaming, do a channel shout out. In the Sticks Gaming, if you mean like promoting your channel, that's typically not a good practice when you go into somebody else's live stream. But apparently In the Sticks Gaming is a gaming channel, so if you like gaming, definitely go check out their channel and see what it's all about. How's that? Does that work for you? Indoor outdoor ice cream flavor. I don't know if you're asking ice cream flavor. I think the best ice cream is Chubby Hubby by Ben & Jerry's. Yeah, I don't care. I'll read his comment. If somebody wants to be like that, I think it's important for them to understand the reality of the situation. It doesn't bother me. Sensational Life, you're welcome. You definitely have my support. You are helping me a lot. The price is worth it for sure. Other people providing In the Sticks Gaming with a shout out, like a literal. Let's see here. Indoor outdoors with all the random questions. What is your favorite food? All of it. My favorite food. Probably my favorite food that I actually eat on a regular basis are Cajun chicken wings. There's a place near here that makes a dry rub chicken wing. They're amazing. That's probably one of my favorites. All right. You know, a lot of people like a lot of smaller channels and newer channels always want shout outs. Shout outs very rarely have a major impact on your channel in terms of growth or anything, unless you're getting somebody who has a massive audience. Then shout outs, like even for a channel of my size or your size or any of our sizes, to get a shout out from a channel that has 100,000 or a couple 100,000, it doesn't do a ton. It doesn't do as much as you think it might, but if it makes you feel better and you want a shout out, then you got one. All right, I can tell you. Rodney B. Hunt is in the live stream. Good to see you as well. Trying to scroll without scrolling too far. Glad to help you out in the Sticks Gaming. Sensational life to my defense. I appreciate it. Thank you for that. All right. Shannon Vlogs says absolutely Ben & Jerry's is amazing. It is, and I live in upstate New York, so I've actually been up to the Ben & Jerry's factory or facility or whatever they call it in Vermont a few times. Good stuff. But yeah, Chubby Hubby, anytime you can take a pretzel and fill it with peanut butter and cover it in chocolate, yes, please. Mike and Nana, there are plenty of great tutorials for OBS on YouTube. Absolutely. I've started doing, I think there's 3 or 4 OBS videos on my channel. Otherwise, you can definitely find all kinds of tutorials and things on YouTube for OBS. Oh yeah, I believe Lady DeWinter is also a gamer. So maybe you two should collaborate or something. Doug Houston says, shoutouts give you goosebumps. That's about it. Etard Adventures, very good channel, bro. I just came across this. You were very helpful. Good to know. Thank you for coming and checking out the stream. We can do this, CJ. Do you ever try Jamaican food? Probably the last time I had Jamaican food, and I'm not even sure if it's legit Jamaican food or it was, you know, I don't even know how to describe it. The last time I was in Jamaica was for my honeymoon, and we were in I think we were in Montego Bay, but we were at a resort, and they have these I don't know they're like meat patties. It's like a breading stuffed with hamburger or something. I don't know if that's legit, but they were really good. Oh yeah, I can do Chinese food with the best of them. Dan, your introductions have led me to find Beanie Draws. This is the first time. All right. Yeah, Beanie Draws is definitely one worth checking out. Sensational Life says Nutella. I do love hazelnut. If we're going to talk about Nutella, though, then we need to talk about Ferrero Rocher. Hazelnuts, good stuff. Dryan and Marian Gaming. Good to see you in the live stream. Oh, hang on. Dilo Flow, hey buddy, love your channel. Awesome. Cool to see everybody hanging out in the stream tonight. Good crowd. GIMP, do you need a computer to use it? I do believe so. GIMP is I use it on a PC, so I don't know that there's a mobile version or anything like that to use it. Yeah, it does seem like there's a lot of gaming channels in here. You guys should find some opportunities to work with each other. Rodney B. Hunt says, hey, DC Strap and Rooster. Exploring with CF says, I'm a meatitarian. Yeah, I'm kind of a meatitarian as well. Especially while trying to do low carb. Aquarium Sunshine Valley, hello to you too. Good to see you. Randy Augsburger says, sup house. Sup to you. Powerful duas and wazifas. Hello. Might have butchered that, but what are you gonna do? Joel Clayton says, hey, I'm a huge fan of yours. I think what you were doing is great, and you are going nowhere but up. I recently hit 1,000 subscribers. I'm going to upload a Q&A later tonight. Much love. Awesome to hear. Good luck with your Q&A. And congrats on 1,000 subscribers. Randy's at 54 subs. Congrats on those. Definitely celebrate every milestone. I don't know. Thank you so much for that, Sensational Life. I do my best. All right. Yeah, these live streams, these Wednesday night live streams are strictly for hanging out with you guys and hopefully bringing a little bit of attention to your channels. Big Al Hoffman Vlogs. Good to see you once again. Boots Kennedy, I find this one okay if we want to get to 1,000 subs, but people, oh, that add you back. Yeah, the views barely go up. Your new subs don't have the time to watch all. Okay, if you want, I find this okay. I'm not sure what you're referring to as this being okay, but. Hello Flo, I shared your video about how not to do YouTube. Thank you, I appreciate it. Hey, you know what? Let's try something here. Where I want to see how many people are in the live. Let's see how many people are in here right now. So we have 43 in here, right? 41. We're fluctuating here. I find this okay if you want, but the people. Yeah, no offense, but I don't know what you're. I don't know what you're quite what you're saying there. So I have some of these, which is the white version of the hat that I'm wearing. Unfortunately, I gotta say, only people who are in the U.S. Only because I can't ship one of these outside of the U.S. Just because it costs a fortune. But if all you guys want to share this live stream right now on social media, and we can get the total users in here up to like 75, which would be really, really cool. Let's say over 70. If we can get the count over 70 by all of you sharing, I'll give one of these hats away. And if you don't want to, that's cool too. But curious to see if you guys can actually share it and get some more people in here to hang out with us. And I will give away one of those hats that I can ship somewhere in the U.S. And my apologies for everybody who's not in the U.S., but I made the mistake once of doing a giveaway and then ended up going to the UK. And it was like a $15 t-shirt that cost me $30 to ship. It was ridiculous. So they need to come out with a more cost-effective way to do international shipping. Sensational Life Ferrero Rocher is amazing. Absolutely. And you know, just on that note, and I know we're off topic here, but my wife a couple times has bought me the Ferrero Rocher ball that's like this big. And it's like a hollow shell that's made out of Ferrero Rocher with Ferrero Rocher, the regular ones inside it. Amazing. So if you've never had one of those, you should definitely find one. Fat Boy R6, I enjoy watching this guy. He definitely knows what's up for sure. Thanks for joining the live stream. I appreciate it. Sensational Life, message me in the Discord. Do a direct message to me with your address and I'll send you one. the perk of being a patron. I didn't check here. Any change? Any change? Any change? Any change? No, we went down. We went down in viewers. What are you going to do? We tried. Well, I don't know if anybody shared, but... All right, so let me catch up on chat here. Yeah, if anybody has any specific questions about anything they're working on in YouTube, definitely post them. Just tag me in the chat and post your question along with that, and I will be happy to answer them. All right, so got some shares out there. See if we're having a positive impact. Tips. Fantastic Joe, ever used Filmora? Yes, I did. Probably my first 100 videos on this channel using Filmora. So if you have any Filmora questions, I can definitely help you out in that. The only thing about when I bought Filmora, it was a one-time purchase of like $60 or something around there. I believe they've switched to a monthly... thank you to Reef Noob for subscribing to the channel. I think they've changed it to like a monthly fee or something like that. So that's something you definitely want to check into. But Aquarium Sunshine Valley, yeah, 3 a.m. in Belgium's probably not going to help you that much. Oop, scrolling. So I believe it's pronounced Black Russian Mafia is asking me to shout out their name right now. So there's your shout out. Good luck on your rap career. My wife is very smart, Shannon. I know they say that happy wife thing, but you keep me fed with Ferrero Rocher and I'll be very loyal. Randy says he tweeted to his 4 billion Twitter followers. Joel Clayton, Dan, are you ever going to branch out and make different videos like gaming, fitness, vlog, etc., or make a separate channel? Joel, I actually have a separate channel called The Average Dan for anybody who, if anybody enjoys RV camping or the outdoors or camping in general, definitely head over. I'm going to put a link to my other channel in the chat. It's called The Average Dan. It is so close to 1,000 subscribers. I think we're inside of 30 to go to get to 1,000. It has like 700,000 watch minutes, so it's way over the mark there. But it was demonetized like a lot of channels were. And hopefully I'll get that up over 1,000 subscribers soon. And I can bring you some videos on the whole process of getting back into the monetization, the YouTube Partner Program. So it is getting, let's see where it's at right now. See where, but of course, only if you are interested in the outdoors and camping and that sort of thing. Let's see where the Average Dan is. Actually, I'll have to search because... Wow, how long was my mic muted? Let me check something. I think I might have had it there. Weird. So I used my I'm not sure what happened there. I used my Stream Deck to mute my sound and then clicked the button and it went back to green on my Stream Deck, but I was still muted on the thing. So my apologies for moving my lips without any words coming out. But yeah, that's weird that it somehow I managed to toggle the volume button on my Stream Deck, but it didn't unmute OBS. I'm assuming you can all hear me now. Katrina Renee says it muted right before you answered my question about niching down. All right, so maybe I tapped it with my finger. So the idea of niching down and why that helps you grow. So the example that I provided about niching down is, consider you're making videos. In my case, with my other channel, The Average Dan, I'm making channels or videos about RV camping. So I get people, 10 people subscribe because I posted a video about RV camping that they enjoyed, and they subscribe because they want to see more of that. Well, tomorrow, if I make a slime video, followed the next day by a how to cook spaghetti video, you know, followed by a shopping haul video, then those people who signed on for RV camping content are probably not going to hang around. They may unsubscribe because you're not delivering to them what they signed up for. The channels that can get away with that are typically larger channels where the relationship has become between the creator and the audience, and not so much the type of content. And they basically tune in no matter what type of content that they're making. But it takes a long time to get to that status with people. So for that reason, you want to keep delivering value to your subscribers, and you want to bring more in, and you want to keep them once they're here. If you're constantly switching content, then you're much more likely that your subscribers are going to become disinterested in your channel because you're not giving them what they signed up for. So hopefully that makes sense. Angie's random vid says it was kind of fun when we couldn't hear him. Can you hear me now? It can be like a Verizon commercial. You know, you always tend to have that incidental mute, mic mute, when you're off on a thought. Because it never happens when you're staring at the chat. It always happens when you're staring at the camera. That's one of those things with live streams that it always seems to be the case. If I was staring at the chat, I would never accidentally mute myself. But if I'm up here talking to the camera, that's exactly when that unintentional mute happens. Doug Houston does not mess around. So if you're not abiding by good practices there in the chat, Doug Houston will identify you and he will remove your comment and possibly you. So don't mess with Doug. Oh, that's, you know, Beanie, now I want to download one of my live streams and I want to do a voiceover on it with bad dubbing. That sounds like fun. Maybe I will. Indoor outdoors. So you use indoor outdoors is just the man of, or I don't know if it's a man or not, but the individual of many questions. So do you use a Mac or a PC? I use a PC. I purchased this PC last year. I think towards the end of summer last year. So it's a pretty new machine. It's a Dell XPS. With some souped up graphics and memory and whatnot, so it could handle my editing software. Oh, and it's the great debate, Mac or PC. And yes, technically Mac is a PC, but typically when people see PC, not too many people refer to a Mac as a PC. But yeah, you're right. Oh. Yeah, see, if you request too much self-promotion, it can cause you problems. Specs on my, yeah, I can, if you are really that interested, I can give you specs on this machine. We will pull those up quick. Let's see here. This particular machine that I am streaming from is view itemized list. I don't see the model. Man, they have just a horrible display there on Dell. Won't show me what the model is, but let's try to go one more email back and we shall see. So it is a, no, that's not the right one. That's the one we want. I just bought a laptop too, so this is an XPS. Is this the right one? 17, yeah. It's an XPS 8920 is the PC, and it is, let me see if I can get you some of the specs. So it has an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1060 with 6 gigs GDDR5 memory. It has a 512 gig solid state drive plus 2 terabytes secondary drive, 16 gigs of RAM. It's a 7th generation i7 7700 processor from Intel. I think that pretty much covers the important stuff. Some people are just knuckleheads. All right. Bubsy Vision, good night to you too. Thanks for hanging out on the live stream. Kevin Boston says, can you do a video on how to get more shares? And I know Doug keeps removing you, Black Russian Mafia, but just so you stop asking, there's your shout out for your wife to hear. Hello to Black Russian Mafia and your wife in Toronto, Canada. Hope you can stop asking so Doug doesn't have to keep muting you. But there it is. There's your shout out. My ancestors are from Toronto, Canada. I am French Canadian. Snake Eyes BP 1980 still chiming in. Good to see you. The royal family. How is it going? The topic on hand is you guys. We're just talking YouTube and answering any questions that you might have. The royal family is another patron. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. Good to see you. Definitely head into Patreon and no wait, who was the one? I don't think you've chimed in on the Discord, the patron only Discord, their royal family. So take a look at that when you have time. Shannon Vlog says you're too nice. Well, you know, what are you going to do? Is that really still? Oh my God. And let's see. Timeout. Thank you, DC Scrap and Rooster. Shannon Vlogs, parle tu français, Dan? Not so much. Je ne comprends pas. Yeah, I took French in high school, but no, I don't speak it. I don't even know if that's proper. Je ne comprends pas? I think I'm not. There's a classic one. Je voudrais aller à salle de bain. Setting up so as a motovlogger, my content is random, not necessarily the same stuff. It's always different, except one of my series. Is that bad? Well, I mean, if you're a motovlogger and you're doing content that is moto, what exactly is a motovlogger? Is that like race related or like racing? Like motocross, or is it? It's hard to see what your icon is. Let me see here. Let me take a peek and see what we got going on here. Oh, moto as in motorcycles. I gotcha. I mean, as long as your content is always related to motorcycles, then I would imagine that you're okay in that regard. Let's see what your. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, if you're just vlogging your experiences while riding, then it's okay in that regard. As long as you find people who are interested in the general life of somebody who rides around on a motorcycle, then I guess you're good in that regard. But you know, time will tell if that slows you down a little bit on growth, if it's just a general vlogging. But vlogging type channels tend to take a little bit longer to get some speed anyway. So I mean, there is that. It looks like you have a few hundred subscribers and you're doing well, so that's good. Kevin Boston was asking about a video for making or on how to get people to share your content. I mean, typically, generally speaking, videos that people want to share are generally videos that evoke emotion. You know, I mean, think about the videos that you share and try to figure out why. You know, is it a cute cat video, or is it something amazing that happened, or there's all kinds of different reasons why people share, but a lot of it, most of the time, has to do with evoking some type of strong emotion that makes you want to share it with other people. Thank you for your service, Fantastic Joe. 7 years in the Marines. I actually come from, I wasn't in the military, but I'm a Navy brat. My father's retired Navy. Gotta go get food. Be back exploring with CF. We'll be here for a while yet. Let's see. Captain Cranky does good motovlogging and tour videos. Alex Bowling, do you have advice for guitar related channels? I mean, generally the best practices apply to any type of niche. Pretty much everything that I've shared on my channel is relevant to all channels, regardless of what you're actually covering on them. So specific advice for a guitar related channel. I guess that depends on what, you know, are you doing music? Are you talking about guitars? Are you sharing a collection? Are you teaching people how to play? I guess it would depend on what type of content you're actually doing in relation to guitars. Learning bushcraft after making and keeping a scheduled video time. What's the next big piece of advice? That's kind of a general question. One thing that I would consider is, probably the biggest advice that I would give you personally is start making content. Don't worry about all the different things that you have to do and all the specific ways to grow your channel. Start making content, uploading it to your channel, and go from there and learn as you go along. But there's nothing that's more beneficial to you than actually getting videos uploaded to your channel. Yep, Fatboy R6 confirms that motovlogging is basically someone that shares experiences while riding a motorcycle. Let's see if I just want to check here real quick on... What was our peak? Oh, we were so close. We're at 36 right now. We were as high as 59. 59 in the chat, which is pretty good. Hey, everybody who's still in here, definitely click the thumbs up button while you're here. I do appreciate it. And let's see. Good, good, good. And trying to catch up in the chat. In the beginning, I was uploading videos about different topics and in 2 languages. I learned my mistake and now separated one channel into 4 different channels. That has got to be a lot of work, but it is the right move if you're trying to keep each channel focused. Beanie Jaws says the best way to grow your channel is to stop focus on growing your channel and just focus on making the content. Absolutely. Nothing else gets done if you're not making content. Kevin Boston says we're up to 42 likes. Awesome. I appreciate that. Alrighty, let's... Where are we at? It is 10:34 local time. Katrina Renee, I keep saying that wrong. How many videos per week would you recommend? The real answer to that is as many that you can reasonably fit in your schedule, and that being a schedule that you can commit to. I do think it's important to not burn out, so don't try to overshoot what you're actually capable of. Although I didn't quite get there this week, typically I do 3 videos a week on this channel, and it's certainly been recommended by others, the likes of Daryl Eves, who has access to a lot of data that suggests that 3 videos a week is a good target for growth. But you can certainly grow with less than that, and it has a little bit to do with what type of content that you're making. But I would say try to find a schedule that you can keep up for a long time, 12 months to 18 months, 2 years, and that you can do regularly. And if that's 1 video a week, then that's fine. Work on 1 video a week. But if you can do more than that, then try to find that right balance of putting a little extra hustle in there to get it to work, but not burning yourself out. Nissy007, I'm using my phone to record my videos. After I edit my videos on Filmora Go, the quality is bad when uploaded to YouTube. Can you please tell me what I'm doing wrong? Well, first of all, I would verify what setting you're exporting the video out of Filmora Go in. If you're exporting in a low quality, that may be something to consider. The other thing to consider is sometimes the quality of the video on YouTube can be lower right in the beginning because it's still processing it at a higher quality and may make the video available before the full quality is presented. But if it stays bad, you're probably not exporting from your phone in the right setting. You definitely want to export it in on an HD setting. And it may be something, I'm not familiar with Filmora Go specifically, I know what it is, but whether there's a setting, some apps will export in a lower quality if you're not on Wi-Fi and things like that. So you definitely want to make sure that you can verify what quality it's exporting in. And one of the ways you can do that, if Filmora Go has an option to go straight to YouTube, instead of going straight to YouTube, export it to like your camera roll or your photos on the phone itself in HD, and then open the YouTube app and upload that way so you can verify that you're actually getting the quality that you want. ASC Music. Dan, do you think doing a music video channel would be harder than doing a how-to channel? When you mean harder in what? Harder in creating content or harder in growing? I mean, I don't know exactly what type of music videos you'd be making. If you're doing original music videos, I guess it has to do with the music and whether people enjoy that particular music and the videos that are being made. But I think that it probably, for the most part, depends on the content. I wouldn't say one of those is harder than the other. It's just putting all the pieces together in the right order here. Square One BDS. I read somewhere that single word tags are essentially dead tags for small YouTubers and we should stick to phrases. Do you agree with this? I 100% agree with that. It's not just sticking to phrases either. It's finding specific phrases that people are actually searching for. So that means instead of me doing a video about watch time, I'm doing a video about how to gain watch time in 2018, and you're targeting that entire keyword phrase, rather than just doing watch time, grow, you know, those kind of things. So you definitely want to focus on a keyword phrase, because what you're trying to do by focusing on a longer keyword phrase is narrow down, kind of take a slice out of that huge pool of information that's out there, and then trying to own the top of that little slice. That's how small channels are able to grow, by using proper metadata and SEO, the search engine optimization, and using keyword phrases and good titles. You're basically slicing out a little chunk of the traffic that is going on that topic as a whole, and then you're trying to rank at the top of the search results for that slice. And that's how you start to gain momentum as a small channel. XX NATO XX just got here. How are you guys? Good. How you doing? Beanie Draws, just checking out Creator Fundamentals detailed Social Blade statistics, and that's one serious upward ramp. You were celebrating 1.5 or 1,500 subscribers not that long ago. Absolutely. You know, they always say that your channel can change with one video, and that was certainly, technically on my channel, it changed with 2 videos. I had a first video that I put out in relation to YouTube's change to the partner program requirements. That shot up to about 25,000 views in a few days and gained the channel over 1,000 subscribers. I immediately followed that up with how to gain 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. That video, that particular video, did even better than the first one. And I think, let's check on it, because earlier it was really close to crossing 100,000 views, which would be the first 100,000 view video on this channel. I'm just curious where it's at right now. And there's probably many of you, if you're subscribers to this channel, there's a good chance that you came to this channel through that video. It's at 99,675 views. And just to give you some perspective, it had, that one video has gained this channel thousands of subscribers. It is definitely the case that one video changed the complexion, and that one video helped all the other videos get even more attention. So, but we will take a look at some analytics here real quick and just see, since September 18th. And for those of you who don't know, September 18th is when YouTube changed the subscriber report and gave us a little more detail. So I am closing in on 8,000 subscribers on the channel. Let's see where we're at. We're fairly close here. within a couple hundred, I believe. So we are currently at 7,845 subscribers. That one video that I mentioned has accounted for over 4,000 subscribers. So that's just how much that can change the complexion of your channel. All right. Beanie Draws says, oh, and I just actually came to your channel through Nick and Brian, but admittedly I started paying more attention after that video. Yeah, that's kind of the way it works on YouTube often. Dan, I came from Old Geezer Gaming. Yep. Awesome, Snake Eyes. Let's see here. I want to check out. All right. Alex Bowling, do you leave your live stream videos up after they're done? Yep, absolutely. Beanie Draw says my top videos at 466,000 views. Flexes. That's funny. Yeah, I got to imagine some of those drawing videos can just freaking take off. Ben Shepard, thanks for the tips. When you gave me a channel review a couple weeks ago, my channel is beginning to grow exponentially. Fantastic. Awesome to hear. Always like to hear feedback like that. How'd you get that video to 99,000 views? Oh, that's kind of an interesting story. So when the news came out that the YouTube Partner Program had made a change, instead of doing a typical, the typical channel or the typical type of video that you would see from a large how-to YouTube creator, which was kind of buck up buttercup kind of video, I decided to share more of a genuine emotion response, because like other small YouTubers, I had channels that were being affected by it, and I knew exactly how people were going to react to it. So the first video I put out was basically that, having kind of connecting with that emotional response and frustration that I knew a lot of people were feeling because of the change, with the idea that I would then follow that up with a video specifically on how to remedy the situation, or how you as a smaller YouTuber could actually address that problem and move forward in a positive way. That first video really connected with people. I think I said something to the effect of, in YouTube's ongoing effort to screw small YouTubers, which, like any corporation, is more about how the little guy feels than what YouTube is actually doing. YouTube isn't out to screw anybody, but if you've ever worked for a major corporation, oftentimes they'll make, global changes for the bottom line that have negative effects on other people in the organization, or, the bottom of the hill, if you will. So that video was well received and connected with a lot of people, that kind of started driving that traffic. And when I followed it up with the video on how to get past that second video just absolutely exploded. Sensational Life, that's funny. That's the exact video that brought me to your channel. And yeah, and that particular video is what brought a lot of people to the channel. If you look at the total views, I just told you that particular video, it has 100,000 views. The entire channel has, where are we at? View. So the channel, it has 226,000 views, and 99,000 of them are from that one video. So that kind of gives you perspective on how amazing a single video can alter the progress. Let's see what we're okay. So Dirty Shoes Adventures is asking about boosting YouTube videos on Facebook. I haven't done a ton with that. I haven't found that stuff to be super productive, but unless you are, I definitely wouldn't do that with a small channel if you're just starting out. You don't want to get in the habit of trying to pay for promotion, because then you're not implementing the best practices and things that are really going to help you grow long term. So in that regard, I probably wouldn't be boosting posts on Facebook. ASMR with Sophia, hello to you too. And let's see. Ooh, put that back down. Gotta clean my glasses. I have... Better. They go inside your headphones, Dan. All right. Did a few things you told me to change, Dan, and gained almost 110. Awesome. Good to hear. Always love to hear the feedback. Snake Eyes still in the house. True Financial says you've done great keeping up with that pop. I think some people don't quickly get the next video up when someone like that. Yeah, and I actually, it's just the way my brain worked at the time. I immediately, as soon as I considered making a video from that, I knew I was making at least 2 videos on the topic. And the first one was just going to be a reaction video, which was more like a trending topic video. And the next one was going to be an evergreen video that actually provided some advice on how to work towards those new goals. And it could not have worked out better. Creator or Beanie Jaws, why don't you use the red dot emoji at the start of your live stream titles? I used to do that. But these particular live streams, I don't know. I don't know how much. I know a lot of people do it. I used to use, when I used to do live streams that were about a specific topic, I would use that icon so people knew they were a live stream. But now, since these live streams are strictly live streams for the purpose of, you know, it's the same topic, which is basically just a subscriber hangout, I haven't been using it. And then I just throw them all in the same playlist. But I think that the title kind of sells it, that it was a live stream versus, you know, if I'm doing a live stream on how to grow a channel. Rules change was a kick in the guts. Yeah, and that was, and the biggest reason I made that video, or that emotional response video, was because I was hearing from tons of people on my channel who had reached the 10,000 view mark and hadn't received any feedback. So I knew as soon as this came out that all those people would be crushed, and I wanted to make sure I did a video that echoed their voice on that particular topic. And I think based on the actual response to that video that was successful. Phantom of Darkness, what a coincidence. I was just watching your video and here you are streaming. Good to see you. That's funny because I was watching somebody else's live stream and you were in their chat. I'm trying to think of who that was. Oh, was it Chauvinism maybe? Maybe your own live stream? All right. How did you get the scroll on there? If you're talking about the scrolling text, that's part of OBS. That is just a text source with a scrolling filter. It's OBS Studio. You can download OBS Studio for free. I've done a couple videos about it, one specifically on how to download it and install it. Rodney B. Hunt still in the house. All right. Let's do some channel reviews. Katrina Renee, do you do your videos under 10 minutes for a specific reason? No. I simply make a video on a topic and I try to keep it as concise as possible without a bunch of fluff. I'm not really a fan of these videos where they take a simple topic and they stretch it out to 10 minutes. I don't know whether they're trying to get more watch time or whatever the case may be, but I'm trying to deliver information in a clear, concise manner in the shortest amount of time possible so you can get the information that you need without a bunch of extra stuff. So I certainly never intentionally try to get over 10 minutes. It just ends up at whatever time it is after I've made my edits. Beanie Draws says, I wonder if in 6 months they'll lift the goal post even higher just before people get... I mean, there's so many different levels. There's not like there's a big chunk of people that are all at a specific level, Beanie. So, I mean, whether they'll ever raise it again, who knows? I hope not. Hopefully this gave them enough room to make the adjustments they need to make, but it's, you know, there's certainly no telling whether they're ever going to make changes in the future. So definitely focus on making better content and growing your channel faster, and hopefully you'll always stay ahead of the curve. 21090 Brewing asking about their growth and how it compares and whether it's slow or not. Never compare your channel or your growth to any other channels. The important thing is that you're constantly improving. If you can look back at your older content and you see improvements and you're actively trying to make improvements every day, that's all you really need to focus on. There's never going to be a positive outcome in the comparison game, and it'll probably just be a negative kind of thing. Alex Bowling, thank you for the super chat. Can I review your channel? Absolutely, I can review your channel. All right, here. It's interesting because when I first read your channel name, I was thinking that was Bowling like bowling and not your last name. But I'm assuming now, based on the fact that you're doing a guitar channel. All right, so let's see here. Give me just a moment. Make sure we have that up and we can see it. Looks good. All right, let's take a look at a channel. Here we have Alex Bowling's channel. I'm guessing by the channel art, it is a guitar-related channel. Whoops. We want to look at the About section, see we're actually welcome to. I love. Okay, so just welcome to my. I would probably usually on About sections, I usually recommend kind of getting to the core of your content first and then providing a backstory. You know, like family, friends, family, friends, drones, and music, something to that effect. Something that explains the actual content and then explaining why you've chosen that content. Other thing I'll notice is you have your icon down here with the guitar, which is in color, but then you're doing kind of a black and white thing up on your channel art. So there's a little bit of a disconnect between those two kind of relating to each other. And if we look at your, let's see. All right, so, okay, so the other thing here, you have this created playlists, Alex's playlist, so I'm assuming those are just videos you've liked. We want to actually look at your content. So one of the things you want to consider doing is being able to brand your thumbnails so people know it comes from your channel. So whether that's just taking your icon here or some variation of it that clearly identifies your channel as yours and incorporating that into your channel art, your icon, and your thumbnails so people can look at a thumbnail and know it's from your channel. So you want to kind of think about how you can do that instead of just doing the screen, which I assume are screen prints from the video. You know, whether if you appear in all your videos, consider including your face in your channel art and your thumbnails so people can start to associate your face with your brand and understand that your content comes from your channel. You have created playlists. The other thing you want to do on your home page is instead of having just this one uploads here, you want to start to, at the bottom of your screen, you want to click on add section. You want to start listing some horizontal playlists, which are going to look like this, which show people some thumbnails and titles and give them an understanding of exactly what you have to offer in terms of content. I don't find that this created playlist thing, especially in this vertical display, is super beneficial because it doesn't allow people to see your content, and I also wouldn't include your liked videos on your main home page there. All right, so hopefully that gives you some insight on your channel. All right, here. Fantastic Joe, take care. Thanks for joining the stream. I appreciate you hanging out. Alex Bowling, I don't know that you would necessarily have to change the name of your channel. But if Alex Bowling is your name, I would consider whether you are a major part of the branding. Is the channel about you? If it's not specifically about you and you're not a frequent on display in your videos, then you might consider selecting a name that more closely relates to the content that you're providing and allows you to build that kind of brand. I would definitely give it some thought when you start to think about naming your channel. Try to come up with some you know, do some searches for the names that you come up with and make sure nobody else is using them. The last thing you want to do is come out with a channel name that other people are using. It makes it that much harder for you to grow your channel. We have a super chat from Casual Unboxing. Can you review my channel as well? Absolutely. I appreciate the super chat from you. Let me get your channel queued up here and we shall take a look. All right. So here we go. We have Casual Unboxing. So it definitely would lead me to believe that you have a channel that is focused specifically and only on unboxing. So let's see what we have here. Oh, here comes Mansion. Coming in for her nightly live stream interference. Unboxing experience at its best. Good. You start with exactly what you're covering. You provide your video schedule in here. You give an idea of what type of stuff you'll be unboxing. That is excellent. Let's see here. You got some clear cut branding. So the one thing that I would notice, so here, if we look at, let me look at your most recent videos, see what we got going on here. So I kind of feel like you decided to move from the branding of your little box here, your logo, to actually using your face as branding on your thumbnails. If that's what you did and that is the direction that you're taking, then I would recommend using a much closer view of your face, because what you're doing here is you've removed the branding of the box, but like in this thumbnail right here, you're so far away it's really hard to see your face and associate, you know, looking quick to know that that face is with that they're from the same channel. You have a general kind of pattern here that is repetitious and may help people to associate your brand, but I would probably, if you're including a picture of the product on the left, then it's kind of redundant to have to include the picture of the product that you're holding on the right. So I would probably use the space on the right to get a much tighter shot of your face so you can start to associate that with your brand. Now, if that's also the direction that you're taking, I would consider getting your face into your icon and your channel art. Just so people can associate all of those things together, because that's ultimately what you're trying to do with your branding, is tie everything together so people can recognize your content and know exactly where it's coming from. Let me see what you got for playlist. Whoa, no playlists. You definitely want to start creating some playlists. If you're doing, and again, I think you just kind of, see how many videos. Yeah, so you have a decent amount of videos here. So I would try to group these videos into the different types of products that you mentioned in your About section that you're doing, and actually create playlists and group those videos based on that content. Get your playlist created, add all those videos, and then on your home screen, you want to, instead of just having all these uploads listed vertically, you want to start getting some horizontal playlists laid out that show the different content and playlists that you have on your channel. And that will help you get as much of your content in front of people as possible, get all your thumbnails exposed, and get this grouped a little bit better into the different types of things that you're actually unboxing. So that would be the recommendation on that. The other thing up here where you have all these channel links, way too much going on in that regard if you're trying to grow your channel. Let me get those pulled over a little bit so we can see them better. But if your goal is to grow this channel, you don't want to have all this social media up here. In fact, I would remove all of these links and I would change it to another subscribe link, which is apparently very effective in getting people to subscribe to your channel more so than some other subscribe buttons that exist on your channel. So I would definitely replace those. You can put the information for these links in your About section, but when you're focused on growing your channel and you're just starting out, you don't want to try to send people off in a bunch of different directions. You want to get them focused on YouTube, keep them watching, and grow your channel that way. So that is what I would recommend for your channel. Just going to hop in the chat here real quick. Hints by Sarah. Yes, absolutely posting those. New YouTuber and subscriber here. Thank you so much, Sarah. I appreciate it. Heard you on the YouTube Creator Podcast. Awesome. That was a good time being able to chat with Dusty Porter on his YouTube Creator Hub podcast, available on iTunes. Let's see. Oh, felt a little yawn there. All right, let's see. Okay, so working on the playlist. Thanks for the tips. Gotcha. Subscribe link as well. That's a good point. Thanks for that. Awesome. Thank you for the super chat. Here. Let me pop this one up here real quick. So we're going to take a look at Snake Eyes BP 1980. A very interesting combination of cooking and gaming. That I am curious, how long have you been doing this? Since 2015. Let's take a look at the old numbers. Closing in on 100,000 views. Good. And all right. Welcome to Snake Eyes BP 1980, where I do Let's Plays and cooking videos. Interesting. Let's see how we got this all situated here. There's the kitty again. So here's the thing. There's not a lot here that ties your channel art with your icon and then with your thumbnails. Your thumbnails are all kind of doing their own thing. They seem related to the games. I think this is, I think you're doing like in-game captures on some of these. I think that's what I'm seeing here. But if you're going to do, if you want to do it this way and you're trying to include your face, you really want to have a tighter shot, and you want to make sure, if at all possible, you're looking at the camera. So like views like this, where you're looking away, doesn't really allow people to connect with you and associate. I don't know if you're trying to like superimpose that over the person, the hitman guy there, but oh yeah, I get it. So you're kind of imposing yourself over some of these. The only challenge with that is if you're doing it for branding, is it makes it kind of hard to identify them all as yours. So you may want to consider other ways to tie all this branding together, color schemes, or you know, some type of logo that kind of draws all that in. Playlists. Let's see what we have. We have playlists. Let me look at your videos. I see you have a combination of your content and other content in those playlists. So I would definitely try to group these by related content into playlists, and then I would try to get those playlists displayed here. I do see some of it. You definitely want to get descriptions on your playlists, so head into your playlist and actually explain what each of those playlists is about. And that is what I would suggest for your channel. So your real estate whisperer, typically what Super Chat guarantees you a channel review. Otherwise, I just tend to pick some randomly for each live stream, only because good night, DC Scrap and Rooster. Otherwise, it would just be way too many channel reviews. So I try to allow people, if people want to kind of bump themselves to the top of the food chain there and contribute a super chat, then we'll definitely get their channel into the mix. Otherwise, I just take a look and pick some. Snake Eyes BP was in the chat from the very beginning, so I wanted to take a look at that channel. Because I've done live streams before where it was, you know, they're completely, I mean, before my channel had expanded, I was doing like 15 channel reviews, and it was taking a really, really long time. Now that it has gotten bigger and there's a lot more people in it, they can, you know, there can be a lot more requests than just those 15. So you kind of have to divide and conquer, and super chat's a good way to identify people who are, you know, kind of committed to doing that growth thing. And I like the way Dusty Porter says it on his channel, kind of putting your money where your mouth is, so to speak, and showing that it's not just a hollow request for a channel review. And the other thing to consider is, if before you ask for a channel review, I would definitely watch videos and try to implement some best practices, so then you can get a gauge on how you are doing and implementing those best practices, rather than getting a channel review where you haven't really done any of that yet. I just think it's a lot more valuable to you that way if you do some research and show that you're actually implementing those practices, or trying to implement those practices on your channel. Lady to Winner Dan, do you play any video games? Yeah, but not. So the most recent one I played is PUBG, but I don't get a lot of time, or I don't take a lot of time to play those. I actually play, or have played, Ark also, but when the last update to it came out, I intentionally didn't buy it because I didn't want it to take away the time that I needed to grow this channel. So I made some sacrifices in the video game playing arena. But yeah, I do love gaming. I just haven't spent a lot of time doing it. Thank you so much, Richard in the USA, for the super chat. I appreciate it. All right, here we are going to take a look. So my brother is real big into Ark, Lady to Winner, and there's another guy that we play with too, and that's kind of how they do all that. So next channel review up is Rich in the USA. So let's take a look and see what we have here. Rich in the USA Outdoors. So my first thought is Rich a person, or is Rich a income level? Let's see what we have here. Hi, I'm Rich. That answers that question. And I live in the USA. Well, there we go. We're 2 for 2. Shenandoah Mountains, where many of my adventures take place. you'll find outdoor videos with a focus on wild edibles, gardening, gaming. So I would probably lean, like I said, I try to lead with your headline. So I would do something to the effect, the first line of my description would be like outdoor videos with a focus on wild edibles, gardening. Oh, okay. Game videos. And metal detecting. Come join me along the way. Yeah, so I would kind of lead with the type of content that you're actually going to include on your channel first, and then do the backstory and explain, you know, say hello and all that stuff. So something to the effect of outdoor content with a focus on wild edibles, gardening, wild game, or something to kind of clarify that, because the video, you know, the game videos immediately will make people think about gaming. All right, and so looks like you're generally using the same font there. The one thing I would say about this icon is it kind of looks like it's just like a chunk out of the top one up here. I might try to clean that up and maybe remove the partial eye from that, or maybe make a new version of this and put like Rich USA or something in the icon to kind of identify it as belonging to the channel. Excuse me. And you just kind of clean that up a little bit. And then looking at your videos, that's good. You have the you know, bringing that in so that identifies, yeah, that, I assume that's where you're grabbing the circle from there. I would try to be a little more consistent with the size, the sizing of that. Like here, it's kind of hard to read what it is. You know, so I try to find something that's consistent, that it's always kind of the same size in your thumbnails, but otherwise the branding's good there. It can identify it from your channel. Also might consider doing maybe some type of outline or something on the on the Rich in the USA stuff to kind of separate it out a little bit from the red color behind it. See what we have for playlists. Sendo game cams, cool. Metal detecting. Yeah, and then I would just take those playlists and make sure, let's see, popular videos, uploads. Yeah, I would replace these, you know, this right here with some horizontal playlists. Get them all spread out so people can actually see your content. And let's see. Yeah. Just continue to add those horizontal playlists, so, you know, to expose as many of your thumbnails and titles as possible. That is what I would suggest there. Let's hop back in. Oh, that's funny, Kevin. You get a channel review, and you get a channel review, and you get a channel review. Random Outdoors asks whose views have been down lately. I know there was a lot of flakiness going on this past week. I heard from small YouTubers and big YouTubers, including, who was it? Was it Casey Neistat? Somebody was mentioning there was some flakiness going on where people would publish videos and they weren't showing up on your channel. So somebody would get a notification, then they wouldn't be able to go find the video on your channel. I don't know how many people that impacted, but I definitely saw it across the board from some really large channels and some smaller ones as well. So that's something to consider if you had an off week. Rich in the USA, I wouldn't worry about deleting the old videos. I would just leave them there. You don't have to include them in a playlist to display on your homepage, so they're not really doing any harm there, but I would probably just leave them. Farm Alarm, thank you so much for the super chat. Just passed 50,000 watch time for the last 20 days. Fantastic. Good for you. Let me know if you wanted me to look at your channel. I really need to turn that air purifier back on. I appreciate the $5 super chat. Let me know if you want me to look at your channel on the live stream. Sensational Life, off to bed. Have a great night. Thank you for your time. I'll message you the address. Awesome. Yep, I'll talk to you on the Discord. In the patron-only Discord. You have a good night. Randy Osberger, gonna hit the hay. Good night to you as well, via Condios. And farm, please. And you know, where to go? Where to go? Where to go? Oh, right there. Let's see. Cool. Digging the channel art so far. And give me just a moment. Just trying to... That's not what I wanted to do at all. All right, hang on just a moment. I lost my window. Let me close some of these other channels out here. I got way too much open. All right, perfect. We are going to check out Farm Alarm. I love the channel art. I don't know what your channel's about yet, but I do like it. The first thing that jumps out, something to consider, you have the color scheme in the channel art up here. Obviously is very yellow. I might even consider trying to change the background of your Farm Alarm down here to match that yellow. Just so you're kind of keeping that whole thing going. And I see down here, in your thumbnails, you actually have a nice branded circle that you're using on those. I would actually use that for your icon. That really ties in nicely with everything. Replace that with this actual thing and you would be good to go there. So Farm Alarm, I assume it's farm related content. Reside so it kind of sounds by your description that you're kind of a let's see, find many different videos, homesteading how-tos. So this down here, I would make this the very first line of your description. So I would move this to the top, because when your channel gets shared in places, a lot of times it'll show a kind of a preview of your description, and it's only the first couple hundred characters. So you want to get right to the point to let people know what your channel's about. So I would move this to the top of your description, and then I would follow it with this paragraph that kind of gets into detail exactly about what you're doing. All right. And then playlists, what we got going on for playlists? Got that all ironed out. I do see kind of a variety of styles there. Let's check out, see what your most recent content is. So you're doing the farm alarm, or the farm alarm icon there. The one thing I would do is try to be consistent with it. You're doing pretty good here, but then you have a couple random ones where you don't have the icon on it. So something to consider. Try to keep that as consistent as possible, and try to keep it generally the same size as well. Just kind of to really, you know, drill it home that this is all from the same channel, and let people know what's going on there. Cool. So all kinds of farm related content seems like a cool channel. I love that. I love that channel art. And let me see how you got your home page situated here. Stop. Uploads, our favorite videos, organic but. So my personal preference on the channel, on the channel page, is to do more of the horizontal playlists like this one right here. When people are scanning your channel and trying to figure out exactly whether or not they want to subscribe to you, I think these do the best job of showing the two elements that people use to determine on whether or not they're going to click on your content, which is your thumbnail and your title. These ones that are the verticals that get into the description and stuff, I think they take up a lot of space, and there's a lot of wasted space, whereas listing multiple playlists like this really give people a better idea of what you have here. And you know, honestly, I think, well, it's completely up to you. I kind of like what you're doing here with that bottom bar with the farm alarm. That's pretty cool looking. I know on my personal channel, I actually started with a sidebar, then I worked it down to a logo, and then I removed the logo using my face as my branding. But I think that has kind of a cool look to it down there. This one specifically, it seems like it's a good size. I like how the bird overlaps into the image. I really like that thumbnail. That looks really good. I see that it looks like you've experimented with putting it in different places, but that one right there just stands out to me. I just like the composition of that thumbnail right there. Everything's big enough to read, but you still have plenty of room. That one, I would say that's noticeably the most impressive thumbnail on the page. But again, getting those as horizontal playlists spread out, and maybe removing some of these or all of these vertical ones, I just think really gives a nice cleaner look to displaying more of your content in that regard. So, but that would be the direction I see for your channel. I see you're almost at 2,000 subscribers, so you're doing well. Doing about 300 a month, 360 a month, cool. And views, awesome. Looks like you're slowly working on an upward trend there, which is excellent. All right, so yeah, I do that. Your channel art really stands out, and like I said, that particular thumbnail, I really like the way that all comes together. Brand new subscriber and creator here. Fantastic. Good to see you, Kyle Medeiros. Arth Kulkarni. Good to see you. How do you live stream on your channel? Thanks for coming hanging out the stream, Farm Alarm, and thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. And just as a reminder, for those of you who joined the stream late, this live stream is sponsored by TUBEBUDDY. TUBEBUDDY is the #1 browser plugin for managing and growing your YouTube channel. It's available to download for free, and there's a link in the description below. If you're not using TUBEBUDDY, I highly recommend it. It's definitely helpful. All kinds of cool tools that you can use to help grow your YouTube channel. Origin, yep, still here. Very frequently the Wednesday live streams are 3 hours long, so I usually try to cap them off by midnight, but I might end it a little bit earlier tonight. I've seen that hashtag, James, but I'm not exactly sure what it's all about. So yeah, for anybody who's struggling to get watch time, live streams are a fantastic way to get watch time, because you have a bunch of concurrent viewers who are building up that watch time. If anybody just joined the live stream and you haven't yet clicked that thumbs up button, definitely hit it. I appreciate it. Ad guy one, the thing that I would say about your thumbnails is I'm not sure, you don't really have like a branding going on your channel that kind of ties everything together. You have an icon that I can't make out what it is. I can tell that you're doing obviously Clash Royale type content based on your channel art, but there's nothing, well, at least that's what it suggests. Your channel is actually called Clash Royale Funny Moments, but then I'm looking at Pokemon videos, which kind of presents a disconnect between what your channel says it's about and what you're actually covering. So, and the other thing to note is there's nothing on your thumbnails that kind of tie them all together. So that's something that I would consider taking a look at on your channel. So James, I'm always concerned about these efforts to quote unquote support each other. I think the best way to do that is to join a community and actually interact with people and not simply watch somebody else's videos just because they're going to watch yours. I think it's kind of a slippery slope when you enter that kind of relationship with people. And I kind of thought that's what it was, but that's not really a practice you want to get involved with if it is simply, hey, support me by liking, subscribing, and commenting on my videos. Because I don't think it's going to have positive long-term impacts on channels, because eventually that hashtag will get old. People will potentially stop doing that, and there's a lot of room for sub for sub and those other things that you don't want to be a part of. So I would just be careful entering those types of situations. Wicked Fabs, learned a lot of good tips tonight. Awesome, good to see you. Dan, you've been going for 3 hours. We're closing in on 3 hours. Shadow Speedy Dan, if you have a video that is 1 hour long, would it be better to split it into 3 parts at 20 minutes with 3 uploads for the week, 2 uploads at 30 minutes, or just a single video? I guess that would have a lot to do with what the content is about. If it was, you know, engaging content for a full hour, but it covered multiple topics or subtopics, you might even treat it like you would a live stream, where you upload the entire thing as a long version and then you break it into smaller subcategories and actually upload each one of those. So it would actually be more like 4 uploads, where you broke it into pieces, and plus you did the full length one for people who just want the single video. Yep, Beanie Draws. People get bored of watching videos they have no interest in just for the sake of support. Yeah, support has become kind of a 4-letter word because people are using it to disguise the fact that they're trying to engage in sub for sub, which is not good for your channels. Where are we here? We are currently at 67 likes on the live stream. If you haven't clicked that thumbs up button, please do. Let's see if we can get that up over 70. Just because. Hello to you, Adam Hook. So yes, to Dirty Shoes Adventures. I think you obviously your About section definitely leads off the way it should. That basically explains the type of content that you're doing. I might actually consider your channel art a little bit and kind of play on that concept of dirty shoes more so than that overview of what looks like a... I think I'm looking at like a partially frozen river, something to that effect, about how you could play on the dirty shoe concept. All right. Have a good night, Rich in the USA. How do I use the free version of TubeBuddy? You open your browser, Chrome or Firefox or whatever it is, and you download the plugin. And then when you go to upload a video, you have access to the tools that come with the plugin in line with your content. There's also a little menu that appears in the upper right-hand corner, a little drop-down menu that gives you access to some other TubeBuddy tools. Yeah, unfortunately, every channel can't get reviewed, but the type of information that gets covered on a channel review is pretty straightforward across the board. You know, so briefly looking at Random Outdoors channel, I would consider trying to do a little higher contrast in the Random Outdoors on top of that channel art. I would also look at the fact that your channel art doesn't actually extend to both ends of the page. The icon that you're using is a completely different picture. It looks like a mountain scene versus what appears to be a wolf howling in your channel art. You want to try to bring all that together into one matching concept there. So I also see in some of your videos it looks like you're in them, so you may want to consider whether you're part of your brand or not and get yourself in your channel icon and your channel art, so you become part of your brand. Alrighty. Where? Hey, we reached 70. Awesome. All right. So for those of you who are still in the live chat and you haven't yet joined the Facebook group, definitely join us on Facebook in the Creator Fundamentals Facebook group. It's a great way to interact with other YouTubers who are all trying to grow just like you, and you can share ideas, get advice, and learn from what others have been successful for. Science Gal Aquatics, thank you so much for hanging out. That is one of Creator Fundamentals patrons. Absolutely appreciate that. For those of you who would like to gain access to some of the features of being a patron of Creative Fundamentals, which is that exclusive Discord, in terms of some other priority things with regards to live streams, you can check us out on Patreon at patreon.com/creativefundamentals. So have a good night there, Science Gal Aquatics. Enjoy filming your video. Lady to Winner, consistency in uploading. Consistency is absolutely critical in trying to grow a channel, because you not only have to commit to a very long-term process, but you also need to find a schedule that works for you, that you can continue to maintain for that duration. So you want consistency both in the idea that you're going to continue along on your schedule for the next 12 months to 2 years. Plus, you also want to try to have a regular schedule about when you upload. You know, if you're doing 2 videos a week and you do them every Tuesday and Thursday, people come to expect your content on a certain day. Here in Creator Fundamentals, people are becoming familiar with the fact that I do live streams every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, and that helps people become a bigger part of your community and helps your community grow. So you definitely want to be consistent. It's a long haul. You don't want to do like 5 videos in a week and then take 2 months off, because that hurts your channel and doesn't allow you to grow as well as you could. The Real Estate Whisperer says the Facebook group is super good. Awesome to hear. So definitely head over there and check it out. And hey, I had a lot of questions about the type of gear that I am using here on the Creative Fundamentals live stream. If you guys ever want to check out any of the other gear that I use, you can follow the link to my Amazon influencer page where I list all of the gear that I actually use to do live streams and make the videos that I make here on Creator Fundamentals. So if you're ever curious about the type of equipment that you might be able to upgrade to, or looking for something specifically, definitely check that out. You will find it all there. And if you do pick up something and you need help or advice about how to use it in your YouTube channel, I definitely recommend joining that Facebook group and interacting with me there to get those answers. Or join Patreon and we can have those in-depth conversations in that patron-only Discord. Random Outdoors, how can I get computer screenshots during my live stream? For what purpose? I mean, you have a print screen button, or you can record your live stream with OBS while you're live streaming. Yeah, Lady DeWinter, Beanie Draw's content is a little bit different. I mean, he would definitely benefit from being able to upload more often, but because his videos are so involved, they continue to do really well for him long after the fact. All right, so it's 11:49. I think we're going to wrap this up for the evening. I appreciate everybody coming to hang out on the live stream tonight. I appreciate all the super chat support. That was excellent this evening. It definitely goes a long way in helping to grow the channel and do some of the things we want to do here in 2018. OBS is a software that you use to live stream on YouTube. It's available to download for free. You can look at the OBS videos on Creator Fundamentals to get an idea of how to install that, or how to download it and install it and use it. So Adam Hook, do you think that not doing commentary on Let's Plays will hurt your chances of getting more watch time? If you're asking me, can you simply live stream while you play a video game? You're not really in a position to set yourself apart from anybody, and probably not a lot of people will tune in just to watch somebody else play a video game. So if you're not doing commentary and you're simply just playing a game and live streaming it, you're going to struggle to grow. I hope everybody had a good time hanging out tonight. I will see all of you next Wednesday. Again, I mentioned VidSummit before. If you do plan on going to VidSummit, make sure you reserve your ticket with that link there to help Creator Fundamentals in the future and help us build our relationship with the good people at VidSummit, who, if you're not aware, is Daryl Eves, who runs VidSummit over there. So definitely want to try to send as much traffic his way as possible. And let me get back in here. All right. Have a great night, everybody. I will talk to you all later.